What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made these awesome wood racks underneath my shop so I can store extra lumber. Let's go ahead and get started with the project. So you can see over here we've just got this big ginormous mess of stuff underneath my shop. Got piles of plywood, 2x4s, all sorts of stuff. Over here though, I did build wood racks, so you can see it looks pretty good. The wood racks are nice and strong. They keep all my wood off the ground. So we're going to try and replicate that today. It's not going to be very fun crawling under there in the dirt, but we're going to get these wood racks built. We're going to get this thing organized, and we're going to get all my wood off the ground. So we got this side nice and wide open. You can see way down there how the other side works. We're just going to replicate that over on this side, make it as long as we possibly can. Four of them at 16 inches. The pieces I just cut on the miter saw are these vertical pieces, and I made them as long as I possibly could without hitting the dirt. Now we need to cut a whole bunch of 4-inch blocks. These blocks are going to go on the end of those 16-inch pieces, and they're going to hold up the shelf material. All right, I think that's going to work. All right, now let's go install them underneath the shop. I really like this way of building the wood racks because there's a whole lot of area to put glue. I can put glue all on the top of that little block down there. There's all sorts of areas you can screw it. It's very strong, and I built the other rack a couple of months ago, and it's held up great. So I'm just going to build them the same way. They look clean, they're very simple, and they're quick to make. Well, that was fun. So I finished up this wood rack underneath my shop. I put a couple pieces of 2x material in there just so I can stack stuff on there. And I'm also storing that stuff, so it gives me a nice little floor so I can stick smaller pieces of wood. Now we need to do this side, and this one's going to be much wider. I'm not going to let you watch that one. It's going to take a lot longer. You already saw how I did this one. So through the magic of editing, the other side will be done right now. Wow, just like that, I've got another wood rack done. You can see back in there, I've got the same kind of bracket that we built before, but this time, since we've got the posts of the shop, I just attached some blocks on the side and set the boards on the blocks. Instead of using 2x6s for this one, I used 2x8s, and I made sure to put some supports in there because this is a full 4 feet wide, so it's a pretty big span. I wanted to get as low as I possibly could in the back there without letting my wood touch the ground, and I think I did a good job of that. I think I said before that this was 4 feet wide. It's actually 8 feet wide, so I could stick a full sheet of plywood in here sideways if I wanted to. I didn't mention this before, but this board and this board back here are exactly 6 feet apart, so I can stick a 6-foot board in here, but it's pretty much perfect for an 8-foot board. What I'm going to do is put down a layer of 2x material on top of that to give me a nice solid foundation, and then I've got all sorts of scrap plywood that I'm going to stack on top of that 2x material, and then I'll stick all my walnut boards and stuff on top, just so that way they don't bend over time. Guys, thank you so much for watching this week's video. Building these lumber racks really clears up a lot of space inside the shop. Obviously, I've got the loft upstairs I can store wood in, but it's really nice to be able to store some bigger stuff outside. It's just a lot easier to slide it underneath than it is to get it up in the loft. I've been using this rack on the right side of my shop over here since I built the shop, and nothing has gotten wet. So the water will just run down the hill right underneath the racks. Nothing gets wet, and it helps dry out the wood a little bit because it's up in the air. The 2 new racks that we built today are going to come in very, very handy in the next couple weeks. I've got a lot of red maple slabs coming, and I need a place to put them. So those racks are going to make a perfect place. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and get subscribed. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, be sure to check out my website, Seth'sCustomCreations.com. The link is in the description box down below. And lastly, make sure you check out my Instagram page. I've got all sorts of behind-the-scenes projects and stuff that you don't see on the YouTube channel. So definitely be sure to check me out on Instagram, Seth's Custom Creations. I'll see you guys next week.